morning all of you. This is 11th class biology chapter 8 cell, the unit of life. Today we will discuss homework solutions of lecture 6. So this is answer for question number 7 of NCERT. Here you need to explain about two double membrane bounded organelles, cell organelles. So these are names of two cell organelles which are bounded by double membrane. Mitochondria, as you know, two outer and inner membranes are present in mitochondria, and chloroplast. Here also outer and inner membrane is present. So these are double membrane bounded cell organelle. Now we will discuss the characteristics of mitochondria and after that characteristics of chloroplast. So the mitochondria is a double membrane bound structure with outer and inner membrane dividing its lumen distinctly into two aqueous compartments. So here two aqueous compartments are present, that is outer compartment and inner compartment, because of the presence of these membrane. Mitochondria is semi-autonomous as they possess their own DNA. It is semi-autonomous. Semi-autonomous means it is having its own control on it. Okay, because it has its own DNA that is able to form the proteins for mitochondria, right? This DNA is having information for the formation of proteins for mitochondria which can control its function. That's why it is semi-autonomous organelle. Next is mitochondria is the place of aerobic respiration. So ATP production takes place here. Next is about the characteristic of chloroplast. So chloroplasts are found in plants and euglenoids. These are of various shape in lower plants and disc shape in higher plants. They have specific pigments which are called chlorophyll, which imparts color to the leaves of plants. Next characteristic is chloroplast possess their own DNA like mitochondria. Pigments means chlorophyll help to trap sunlight, thereby helps in photosynthesis. So we can say chlorophyll present in chloroplast help in photosynthesis. Consist of membrane flattened sacs known as thylakoids located in their matrix. So inside the matrix of chloroplast, these membrane bounded sac-like structure are present which are called thylakoids. At some locations, thylakoids are stacked and are known as grana. So a pile is formed of the thylakoids, and that pile of thylakoids is called granum. In plural form you can say grana. This is question number 11 of NCERT. What are nuclear pores and state their function? So at several places nuclear membrane are surrounded by minute pores formed by fusion of two membranes called as nuclear pores. So what are nuclear pores? These are minute pores formed due to fusion of outer and inner membrane of nucleus. Okay, where these two membrane get fused, pore is created and that is called nuclear pore. They are simple perforations on the nuclear envelope. Nuclear envelope is the complete structure having outer and inner nuclear membrane and the space between these two membranes. Okay, that complete structure is called nuclear envelope, right? So these nuclear pores are the perforations in that nuclear nuclear envelope. Of nuclear pores. First, retains the shape of nucleus. Second, known to preserve the stability of genetic material, because DNA is present inside the nucleus. So that genetic material stability is preserved due to presence of these pores by safeguarding it from respiratory breakdown occurring in cytoplasm. Next is responsible for the movement of RNA and protein molecules in both directions, because RNA is present inside the nucleus and proteins are formed inside the cytoplasm. So in both the direction their transfer takes place through the nuclear pores. Okay, so between the nucleus and the cytoplasm their transport takes place through nuclear pores. So these are the functions of nuclear pores. Next is question number 14 of NCERT. What is centromere? What does position of centromere form? How does the position of centromere form the basis of classification of chromosomes? Support your answer with a diagram showing the position of centromere on different types of chromosomes. So here you need to define the centromere first, and after that you will just make the diagrams for the chromosomes, the types of chromosomes based on the position of centromere that I have explained in lecture number 6. In yesterday's lecture I explained about it. So first let's revise the definition of centromere. So it is primary constriction present in a chromosome. Okay, so primary constriction present in a chromosome is called centromere. Centromere holds two chromatids of a chromosome. Two chromatids are present here, right, in one chromosome, and those are centromere hold these two chromatids of chromosome. Now, based on the position of centromere, chromosome can be classified into 4 types, and these 4 types are metacentric, where the centromere is present in the middle of the chromosome forming 2 equal arms. Submetacentric, where chromosome have centromere slightly away from the middle, resulting in formation of one shorter arm and one more extended arm. Acrocentric, where chromosome have centromere situated close to its end, forming one extremely short and one very long arm. Then telocentric chromosome, where chromosome has a terminal centromere. Today's homework, as this chapter has been completed, so you need to do the assignment that has been uploaded on EdQuark.